Get to know local leaders, catch community updates, and hear about the latest happenings from City Hall and beyond on City Notes, an informative and hyperlocal interview series brought to you by the City of Nicholasville. Today, I'm here with Lieutenant Loren Bewley from the Fire Department. Loren, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what about it led you to become a firefighter?
Yeah, my background has nothing to do with fire. Well, I moved to Jessamine County in fourth grade, lived there, went to West Jessamine, graduated, went to Transylvania University, got a degree in psychology, spent some time working odd jobs like Eastern State and Goodfellas Pizza, some other random odd jobs, and always knew during that I played basketball and softball from a young age, little kid. So I was in the team setting, played at Transylvania as well. I love sports. Thought that's what I wanted to do, be a coach. So I ended up going to grad school at Eastern and got physical education master's degree and got an internship back at Transylvania during the summer as like an administrative assistant and was learning stuff and got met up with the basketball coach there that was coming in brand new in 2014. And she interviewed me and kept me on as a volunteer coach. And I was like, here we go. I'm going to be a coach. Spent the first season there, realized I did not want to be a basketball coach. I did not have the personality for it to schmooze and fundraise and keep all the players and academic eligible and go to all the things. It's actually only about 10% basketball and 90% other stuff. So I was back to, I have no idea. And I actually ran into a friend at a restaurant who was a firefighter in Garrett County and was talking about it. And I was like, that sounds interesting. And he told me that, well, Nicholasville's hiring and there's 2 days left on the application process. So I read it over, did some research. It was that team atmosphere, which I love working in the teams. It was something new every day. It wasn't a sit down 9 to 5, which I did know that's not what I wanted to do. I'd get to learn a lot of cool things about tools and fire and hopefully save some kittens out of trees and all the stereotypical things. So I applied and bought a book online to study for the test, passed the test, passed the physical, got a job offer in 2015 and took it.
Yeah, and it must have stuck too. You've been with the department for 8 years now, right?
Yes, 8 this year.
And then I know during that time you've done hundreds of hours of training in like fire behavior, personal protective equipment, appliances, vehicle extraction, water supply. Can you share some of that experience and knowledge with us and give us your best fire prevention tips?
Yeah, so when I first started, all of that stuff was new to me too. And it's very interesting and how there's so many technical things about how fire behavior works, where it starts in one room, but if you open a window, it'll get drawn to that, and so that's how it kind of goes throughout the house. So that's been a really interesting and fun ride, and I continue to take classes whenever I get a chance to because you can never stop learning. But as far as fire protection or prevention tips, the first one is working smoke detectors. That they'll save lives, and it's amazing to me how many times we'll go into houses for like a medical run, and there's not a single smoke detector in the house when it's such an easy prevention. A lot of people also don't know that we have a smoke detector program. If you call our station 4 and set up a time and explain your situation, and if you meet certain qualifications, we'll come out and install and give you free smoke detectors. The other one is, as far as the fire prevention, is that if you sleep with your bedroom door closed, if a fire starts in the kitchen or something, it's less like you'll save a little extra time having that door closed. And when you leave, just make sure you blow out all your candles and don't leave your dryers running. These are 2 big causes that people don't think about. They just walk off, and then their lint trap is full and it overheats, and all of a sudden there's a problem.
As if being a firefighter wasn't cool enough, you're also the first woman to ever have attained an officer's rank in the Nicholasville Fire Department's history. Across the country, it's just a male-dominated field. As the first female lieutenant and as a woman in leadership, what advice would you share with young women?
It's a great question, and my biggest thing is to never expect what you did not earn. I was told that one time, and it's just stuck with me. It doesn't matter if it's a male dominated or female dominated when you get in there, do your best work and don't be afraid of your own greatness and keep pushing for what you want and what you believe that you deserve. There's always going to be struggles. There's always going to be that one person that's like, oh, you only got that because of, sex, gender, race, etc. And all that really means you can use that as a motivation to continue making yourself better. But you can also if you can just take a breath and realize that if that's how somebody is coming after you, it's just anger because you were able to succeed when they weren't able to. Take those comments, take any struggles and use it as a cheesy, but use it as a fuel for your own fire and keep working for what you truly want out of that position.
So you've had your fair share of successes and challenges through your career, as we've heard some about today. But can you share some of the more memorable days on the job?
Oh, there's lots of memorable days. Unfortunately, some of them aren't kosher for this kind of interview, but the good memories, there's abounds. When I got on this job, I was afraid because I was a female, and I was like, they're gonna judge me, but no, they've taken me in. All the guys there are great. They treat me like their sister. My big or younger brothers, they treat me the exact same. I mean, we share holidays together. Families will come in, we'll cook dinner, and as long as we don't have a run or anything, we'll get to enjoy time together. And then more recently, one of my favorite memories so far is that I had the chance to go to Eastern Kentucky during the floods last year and help with like search and rescue. And I just got to see a whole new world of how other agencies come together and communication and just pull together to help during a disastrous time. And I got to also see like how small towns come together. I mean, there were food trucks and all these other things, just handing out supplies and food to first responders and any citizen of that area that needed anything. And that was really cool when it kind of was like, yeah, this is why I do this. This is awesome.
That sounds like an incredible sense of community.
It really was.
Speaking of community, what Nicholasville person, place, or thing has been an influence in your life lately?
I have thought about this because I work here. My parents still live here. Like, there's a lot of influence. And this might be a little offbeat, but it hasn't directly influenced me. But if anybody that knows me, I am the world's biggest self-proclaimed fan of animals. And I've been seeing all the posts and everything for the Humane Society. And I've gotten to work with some of the workers there on a few scenes or any community events or anything. I donate when I can. I sponsor dogs when I'm able to. I guess they influence me, but if anybody listens to this and can influence them and spread the word, I know they're overworked and understaffed like a lot of places and full at the moment capacity. So if anybody sees this or follows on Facebook and just keeps passing the word around and sharing, I know that I've witnessed how sharing even on Facebook has gotten 4 or 5 dogs like in the last 2 weeks adopted out. Or if you have any extra blankets or dog food or anything and you can donate to them, I'm a huge advocate for animals and places that take care of them. So not really influenced me, but I wish that I could influence them more. So
beautiful. I love that answer. Lieutenant, thank you again so much for your service to community and joining us on here today.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me.